Right, now everyone. So I'm going to do a few more examples of this, and there's some work there if you want to try it, and then I'll show you some more advanced ones. So we'll start off again with a nice little simple one. 2q plus r multiplied by 3q plus 3r. Okay, so again, two expressions, four things. That's a block, square, grid, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we put the 3q plus the 3r up here, and we put the 2q plus the r down here. So how do we fill it out again? We multiply row by column and fill the gap. So row 2q, column 3q. 2 times 3 is 6. Q times q is q squared. Row 2q, column 3r. 2 times 3 is 6qr. 3q, 3qr. R, 3r squared. We're back to the situation where top left and bottom right, we can't do anything, but we can add the diagonal. Plus 9qr, sorry, that's 9qr. So there you have it. Nice little expression done. Okay, so try another one. Now, this time we'll step it up a notch. Okay, so I'm going to show you a nice little trick. Okay, so have a look at the following. 2w plus 5 multiplied by 2w plus 5. Okay, so same thing again. Let's do our grid. 2w plus 5, 2w plus 5. Okay, so we'll fill it out as usual. Row by column. 4w squared, 10w, 10w, and 25. Same thing again. Can't add top left, bottom right, so leave them as they are. But you can add the diagonal. So there's your answer. You're thinking, well, so what? Just another one. I want you to look very carefully at this one. Look very, very carefully, because this is a nice little handy hint, and it's probably not going to help you now, but next year in honors it will. If you notice, they're the same. So another way of actually writing that would have been this, because it's the same thing multiplied by the same thing. It's the same thing squared. So if that was 5 times 5, it'd be the same as writing 5 squared. Or apple times apple would be the same as writing apple squared. So why does that help you? Well, look very carefully. What does squared mean? Squared means that you multiply the number or the letter by itself. So what's 2 squared? Isn't it 4? What's w squared? Isn't it w squared? What's 5 squared? Isn't it 25? But then, of course, how do I get the bit in the middle? But if you look at the bit in the middle, isn't it just multiply those two things together and double it? Sorry, that should be 20. 2w times 5 is 10w. It's one of them. Double it. 20w. So it's a nice little trick there, an algorithm if you want to call it that. If you want to cheat your way into getting a quick answer without having to do all that. And it works every time. Okay, I like to call it, the square the left, square the right, multiply them together, and double it rule. Okay, now it's probably more advanced. It's for, second or third year, but it's a nice little trick if you learned it. So you can look back over this, and I'll give you one to try if you want. Always happy to give one to try. So imagine I gave you this. I'll do it both ways. Okay, so imagine I gave you this 3p plus 9. And I ask you to square it. So in one scenario, I'm going to use the grid, and the other scenario, I'm just going to use my method. So I'll use my method first. It only works when you're squaring these like this. Okay, so what? Square the 9. Sorry, square the 3. Square the p. Square the 9. Multiply them together. 3 9s are 27p. And double it. 27 times 2, 54p. So I think that's going to be the answer. Remember, what did I do? Square, 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 multiply, double. Multiply 3 9s, 27p, double it. So let's see, am I right? Let's do it the way I've been teaching you. Row, column, 3p by 3p. 9 by 9. Now let's see, am I right? 3p by 9 plus 27p. 3p by 9 plus 27p. Add the diagonal, 54p. It's really cool, isn't it? Works like a charm. Anyway, that was just a little aside. You know, they'll never come up in, they'll never come up in first year in common level, but they are an honors staple. They love them in honors. So just a nice one to know. Right. So back to where we were at. Let's do another more complicated of our traditional ones we've been doing. So 3p minus 6 multiplied by 4p minus 2. So we're back to normal, multiplying things out. Do your grid. 4p minus 2, 3p minus 6. Okay, let's multiply these out. Row by column, 3p by 4p, 12p squared. Row by column, 3p by negative 2, negative 6p. Row by column, negative 6 by 4p is negative 24p. And row by column, negative 6 by negative 2 is plus 12. Diagonals, we know what to do here. 12p squared and your 12, and then add your diagonals. Adding two negatives just increases the negative. And there you go. Okay, so try a few of these.